I'm Glenn McGinnis, and this is Outburst. On the program, as we celebrate Canada's 156th birthday, we ask people across the country who they think is the greatest Canadian of all time.
Wayne Gretzky.
Shania Twain.
I think the greatest Canadian is Pierre Berton.
I think Jim Carrey. Smoking.
But first, being Canadian, whether you were born here or not, is something to cherish. It's also something to take great pride in, knowing that you live in the best country in the world. We sent our cameras out to ask people how they feel about living in the greatest nation on earth. Our question: what does Canada mean to you?
Home, yeah. This is where our heart is. Canada means security. It means comfort and peace.
Peace. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Peace is good.
Yeah.
Peace is good. I like
Canada's
that one.
home.
Yeah.
It's got its charm, but then it's got the roughness of the north, which I personally love. She likes this part. I like the further north. So I think it's very diverse.
Canada means it's a safe place for everyone. Lots of wild landscapes, free healthcare. It's a great place to live.
And it's a country, I think, which has been fairly moderate in its politics, and I think we have a lot to be very proud of.
It's what we call Turtle Island. Includes all of North America. And that's where the First Nation people have lived since this continent was created, and we've been here ever since, and we're still here. It means a lot to me.
Canada means to me a place of belonging, unity, nature, and inclusiveness.
Canada means freedom, being able to do this anytime you want to do, whatever you want to do, anytime you want to do it, without being fear of persecution for doing something or saying something stupid. It just means freedom, and take a look around. What a beautiful place. It's an awesome, awesome country.
Canada for me, it's home, and I'm not born here, so like I'm new here, but it feels really like a home. Like here, there is everything what you want. It's really perfect place for living and for build family. That's what I think.
Opportunity for me, because I'm an immigrant, so I came from the United States, and I guess there's been a lot of experiences and opportunities that I've had here that wouldn't have been available to me back home.
I mean, we have a reputation of being really nice people. I guess very polite, apologizing when we bump into tables and things like that, yeah.
Diversity, unity, freedom of speech.
It's like a melting pot, right? And we all assimilate with each other, we all accept each other, and that's the acceptance, and just being able to be yourself is what Canada means to me.
Well, I mean, this is my home. I've lived here my entire life. I was born here, raised here. My parents are both immigrants from Poland, and they raised me here. This is truly my home. This is what I know. This is the people that I love being around. So that's what Canada means to me.
Diversity, I think, is the main thing. Diversity, and I think keeping up with the stereotype that we have of us being kind, which I think is true, which I think is important. I think like inclusivity, diversity, and just like being kind to each other.
Canada means, I think, definitely embracing diversity, from different cultures. It means respect for everyone, regardless of where they're from. And I think it just means, being kind to everyone, regardless of where they might be from and what they've been through themselves. So
Canada means inclusivity to me, in one word, is what I'm saying, because we see immigrants, people from all parts of the society and culture coming to here, and again, acceptance.
Well, it was the place of my birth. I've grown up in Canada, lived in Ontario, lived here. And I would have said, patriotism at one point, but with all that's going on in politics and all of that, it doesn't mean freedom to me anymore. That's changed. It feels like we've slidden into some kind of socialist government with, just no accountability. No accountability. What? So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I used to think great things, and now I'm kind of disappointed.
I think what Canada means to me is a commitment to each other. It's a commitment to each other and a shared pooling together of our resources, of our multicultural identities, and working together in a way that advances the good of everyone?
That's a good question, because I think the whole notion of Canada is really changing, right? And so it means inclusivity these days, for sure. We want to invite more people into this country, but we have to find a way to make them more included in what Canada is as far as it goes, right?
Proud to be Canadian, but I've realized over the past few years with a lot of the stuff coming to light with our, Indigenous people, and that Canada isn't exactly the vision that I had in my mind. So I'm still trying to figure out what exactly it is for me.
As I mentioned earlier, this year Canada celebrates its 156th year as a nation. It's relatively young as far as countries around the world go, but since 1867, there have been many events that have defined Canada and marked our place in the world. We took to the streets to ask people what memorable Canadian events stick out in their minds. Our question:
what is the most significant moment in Canadian history?
I would think the Confederation in 1867 that set the self-government and, creating a country.
I think it's the moment then we fight back against the South. Yeah, I think it's when they push back the American people.
As well as when Terry Fox ran all of Canada, that's very memorable too. That actually got me into track and field when I was younger. He inspired me a lot, so that's a very memorable thing that happened.
Well, living here in Newfoundland, I'd have to say when they became part of Canada, just because that's first and foremost in my mind. But yeah, I think that was a really good move for them. And I recently helped a high school student do a paper on it, and it was so informative. It was great just to look into the history of Newfoundland.
The D-Day invasion, when Canada was part of the United States and Britain liberating Europe from the Nazis. It's a pretty important thing.
So many. I don't even really know where to start, actually. I don't really know where to start, but I certainly value the efforts that Canada is putting in towards truth and reconciliation with the Indigenous populations, for sure. So I think that really shows the true spirit of Canada.
A thought that came to my head actually was the establishment of our public healthcare system, like our publicly funded healthcare, and how that was basically passed originally in like the prairie provinces, and how it became like a national thing.
I think that the most significant moment in Canadian history, from my point of view, is the Charter of Rights and Freedoms being adopted in 1982. And it's been a wonderful way for citizens to call government to task and ensure that our legislation is fair and equal. And I think it's been a great boon for Indigenous rights as well.
The women winning the gold medal for hockey at the Olympics.
Hosting internationally recognized events like the Olympics, where the whole country comes together, and being able to feel that national pride, I think is pretty cool.
Well, women being able to vote, number one.
Well, I mean, I guess the founding of Canada, Canada becomes a country distinct from the British and kind of establishes I guess that's the genesis point for its unique culture and identity, right? It's not that. So yeah, the founding of the country.
I don't have exact days because, as I said, it's not my country, but I need to, like, for me it's important, and I think it's really relevant, like these efforts that have been made, especially from First Peoples and First Nations, to raise awareness throughout the Canadian society into understanding that the history that people share within this entire country, which is huge, is very varied, and it has uncomfortable truths behind it, but important truths for the country to, just keep growing.
For me, because I'm a sports fan, I would say the Winter Olympics. But from a foundational versus politics point of view, I don't really know that much about history.
I would say just the building of the Olympic Stadium. It is such an interesting case study. Just from an engineering background, it was something we studied a lot, and yeah, this just a huge monument and adds to the history. Yeah.
From Gordie Howe to Gordon Lightfoot, from Tommy Douglas to Tommy Hunter, figuring out which Canadian has left the biggest impression on us all is an extremely difficult thing to do, simply because there are so many to choose from. So when it comes down to deciding who was the most awesome Canadian who ever lived, we left the choice up to you.
Who do you think is the greatest Canadian of all time?
Terry Fox is one of the greatest Canadians. He's very inspiring, very fearless, and he brought attention to a really big issue for cancer research.
Greatest Canadian of all time is Tommy Douglas. Paved the way for universal Canadian healthcare.
Well, I think for me personally, I think Jim Carrey. Smoking.
I would think it would be Justin Bieber because he relates to the youth and he's just silly, but then he recognizes his mistakes and says sorry. He's all about personal growth. That was a really good answer.
Shania Twain, obviously.
I think one of the greatest Canadians of all time is a woman named Cindy Blackstock. She's from the Gitxsan First Nation, and she's the executive director for... Sorry, it's a really long name. She's the executive director for the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society of Canada. She also works at the School of Social Work at McGill University. She's a professor there. And she was one of the people that were instrumental in coming up with Jordan's Principle, which is something that has been put in place to provide resources and support to families and children requiring access to medical resources and professional assistance for disabilities.
I would say yes, Mark Fongo. He lost both his legs in Afghanistan when he was really, really young. And he's a teacher in the university in Alberta today. So you're my man, Mark, for sure.
Probably Billy Bishop, the pilot, in being an ace in the world wars and Canada's contribution to valor and winning the war.
Well, it has to be Terry Fox because he went from border to border raising money for a good cause, cancer. Because we've been through cancer ourselves and we really like to support anything to do with cancer.
I agree with my husband, but I also like Pierre Elliott Trudeau. I thought he was a wonderful prime minister and I was very proud to be a Canadian.
I'm a hockey guy, so I'm going to have to say Wayne Gretzky, even though I grew up as a Calgary Flame fan.
I think the greatest Canadian is Pierre Burton. He's written many books about Canada, The National Dream, Last Spike, about the railroad, and for the Canadian institution. So I would say Pierre Burton.
Well, I haven't given this too much thought, so right off the top of my head, I'd have to say probably Maurice Richard. He was as everybody knows, he was a French hockey player, but I think he, in a lot of ways, unified the entire country.
Tommy Douglas. Because my medication, MS medication's crazy expensive and I only pay $2. Yeah. Don't you agree? Wow, come on.
Greatest Canadian. It's not like someone of real importance, but I love Ryan Reynolds. And I think he just has a really good positive image of Canada and he shares it with the world.
In my opinion, it's Jan Arden. Her music is wonderful. She's so personable. She loves Canada. She's always talking about it. And she's got such great stories to tell. And I just love her.
The Weeknd.
The Weeknd?
Yeah.
Awesome. And why do you think that?
He's the greatest singer.
You know what? I did my grade 5 Canadian Hero project on Jack Layton. And you know what? 20 years later, I think I still believe that. I think Jack Layton's the greatest Canadian of all time.
I would have to go with Frederick Banting, the scientist who was involved with the invention of insulin. I think that is a gift that came from Canada to the world and has enabled such a better quality of life for so many people.
Gord Downie, I would have to say, of Tragically Hip. Just one?
Just one is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you want to say
First one that comes to mind, yes. Oh, I love his music.
Avril Lavigne.
And why do you think that?
She's just awesome. She has a very unique personality, great singer, great performer. Yeah.
I think it's Louis Royale.
Well, I live in Saskatchewan, so my friend is Diefenbaker. I like Diefenbaker.
Well, he just passed away recently. Gordon Lightfoot, just loved him, and I think he was just iconic Canadian. So, yeah, he's one of a number, but that one just jumps to mind. So,
Wayne Gretzky, of course. Tim Horton, Justin Trudeau, Shania Twain.
You know what? I'm going to say a group of people just because it's hard to narrow it down, but the cast of SCTV. I feel like that's important. I could go with politics, but I feel like everybody has different opinions on that. But I feel like we can all kind of collectively agree that comedy is like the one thing that's we all have in common. And I feel like that's a really important staple. Like, if people don't know anything about Canada, they'll at least know the people that we have from SCTV. And that kind of has built, I think, a lot of the comedy and the things that people know about Canada.
So who are we talking about here?
Eugene Levy, Catherine O'Hara, for sure. I feel like those are my main two that always stick out to me, for sure.
I still think Terry Fox, because he inspired the world, that you can survive through adversity, and that was pretty cool.
Which of the following became an official emblem of Canada in 1975? Beaver, maple leaf, or hockey stick?
Maple leaf. Beaver.
I'd say beaver. Maple leaf.
Maple leaf.
Maple leaf.
Maple leaf. Maple leaf.
Beaver.
Hockey stick.
Which of these became an official emblem of Canada in 1975?
Correct.
I'm going to say the beaver.
Absolutely right.
Really?
Really?
That's exciting. Okay, good.
The beaver became a national emblem of Canada on March 24th, 1975. Its long history of importance in the fur trade meant that it had been used as a symbol of commerce since the 1600s. The Hudson's Bay Company put 4 beavers on their coat of arms in 1678. The city of Montreal included it in their coat of arms in 1833. And the first Canadian postage stamp, released in 1851, also featured a beaver. All this infatuation for the beaver almost led to the animal being wiped out during the era of the fur trade. But as Europe moved away from fur hats to silk hats, the beaver population in Canada rebounded, and they can be found all across the country today. When someone tells you they're Canadian, there is of course a sense of pride attached to that. After all, it's our multiculturalism, easygoing way, and of course, breathtaking scenery that's admired around the world. So we set out to ask Canadians what it is about Canada that makes it so special. Our question: what makes Canada different from other nations around the world?
I think it's diversity, it's inclusivity, rule of law, obviously, and stuff like that, but I think it's inclusivity and diversity. I've been all over the world, and I don't think there's another place like it on that basis.
How large we are. We are vastly spread apart. If you ask where to go somewhere, it's never in miles or kilometers. It's like, it's going to take you 30 minutes or 40 minutes. We're very large, and lots of different cultures and people and opportunities.
I think our approach to immigration is surely one of them. I think we have, a different approach. So obviously there's the multicultural aspect. That even there's obviously exceptions to this, but even across party lines, there's a general acceptation that immigration is good, and that we need more of it. Then also, obviously, just this isn't necessarily unique, but it's contextually unique here. The indigenous culture that's been going back thousands, millions of years, and then obviously the 2 other more European founding cultures, French and English, and then all the new immigration coming after that, I think makes you really unique.
I think freedom. I know a lot of people have come from, third world countries and don't have the same rights and freedoms that we do. And I think it's something that we take for granted a lot.
I think that we're trying to be more inclusive. We are trying to develop ourselves in a sustainable way. This has always been our national pride. We're there when people need help.
Canadians are different because we're very apologetic, overly, very friendly, and we have a very beautiful, less populated country than other places.
I think Canada, the people are, especially in the Maritimes, people are quite friendly, and they're always extending a helping hand to others in their time of need and that type of thing. I think it's kind of unique to Canadians.
Well, I mean, we're pretty apologetic for a lot of things that we say. So sorry is one. I know I spent some time in the U.S. and they always understood why, or could never understand why I said sorry. I think just the acceptance of the difference in cultures that we have, and they're growing, and I think that's pretty important, and it's pretty unique to have that as well.
The multicultural country that I live in, the food here is amazing. The way that we accept each other here in this country is amazing. We welcome everybody here. Everybody's welcome to this country. Just chill out, just relax. You're on the island, look at this beauty.
Well, going back to the healthcare thing, I'm glad that Canada has a free healthcare system aside from the United States. And yeah, so it makes Canada unique for me.
I think we're very fortunate to live in Canada. We have an excellent array of multiculturalism. We have great freedom. We have our Indigenous history that we can try to do through reconciliation, make progress in fixing those wrongs. And we have a wonderful climate that kills the bugs in the winter and gives us beautiful sunshine in the summer. And we have great people that sometimes say sorry too often, but for the most part, it's a pretty great place to live.
From my own perspective, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. I guess everything in the news these days is scary about people's rights, security, health, things like that. I don't think we have to worry about that. I'm happy here.
When tourists visit Canada, once they're inside our borders, they're often pleasantly surprised with how much this country has to offer, whether it be the food, the people, or the scenery. So for our final question, we asked Canadians what hidden gems we have in this country for the rest of the world to experience. Our question: what is Canada's best kept secret?
One of Canada's best kept secrets is Fundy National Park. And I'm not talking about the flower pot iconic rocks that everyone knows about, but actually within the park itself, there is a wonderful trail system and some of the most beautiful waterfalls, in the country. And what I like about it is it's very accessible. So maybe people that typically are not able to go hiking would be able to access some of the trails there.
I mean, we've been traveling out east for the past week or so I would say the East Coast. It's great. Yeah, I don't want to go back to Toronto.
And what do you like most?
Oh my gosh, the people here are so friendly, it's confusing. You guys are lovely. Yeah, love it.
Regina. Yeah, why? Where else would you want to live? The cost of living is, where it needs to be. It's a great community. The weather sometimes is good, sometimes is bad, but all in all, I couldn't think of a better place to be than in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada.
Mentality-wise, lifestyle-wise, it's better. Much better. I love Canada.
The diverse food, I think, because we always hear about the poutine and the stuff, but they have great Asian food and like Indian food, and no one really talks about it as much, I feel.
I'm gonna have to say the Rocky Mountains and all the lakes and those kind of things.
Canada's best kept secret is that it's an amazing place. You may not think of it as your first choice to go on a vacation, but there's so many things to see and it's beautiful and the people are so nice.
I think Canada's best kept secret is people are really friendly here and there's a freedom here you don't feel in other countries. And I've been to many and it's beautiful living here.
Canada's best kept secret has got to be our friendliness, just Canadians in general.
We have great wine. Nobody knows that. I've been to all sorts of places. This is my dear friend from Ireland. And she's like, Canadian wine? No, it can't possibly be good because it needs to be from France or from Spain or from somewhere else. Canadian wine is, British Columbia wine, even better, is so good. I think that's Canada's greatest secret.
I think it's just that it's a lot more fun than people give it credit for. Like, I think the international idea of Canada is just like a bunch of really nice people sitting in an igloo sometimes. Like, people are a bit out of touch with like what it actually is, but I don't know. I think look around you. It's a pretty vibrant place, and this isn't the only place that's like that in Canada. There's a lot of stuff going on that people just don't know about.
The huge amount of trails
There's so many trails people don't know about, so go and discover.
Canada's geography. I remember my parents took my brother and I across the country both ways before Expo 67. So in 65 we went to the East Coast, 66 we went to the West Coast, 67 we went to Expo. I was a teenager, a young teenager, and I thought it was the most fantastic thing ever. And I guess everything since has been based on this big country, resources, people. I love this country. Enough said.
Newfoundland, where I'm from. Everybody should go there, but West Coast is great too.
I would say Banff, up in the north, because it's very beautiful, right? And I see the lakes and I see the view. It's just amazing. That's one of the best kept secrets in Canada. Very clear and healthy, you know. So yeah, Banff.
Probably the waterways, particularly St. Lawrence River, and the fact that you can see whales in the St. Lawrence.
I think Canada's best kept secret is that we actually have beautiful beaches. And this is a secret that I just discovered when I moved to Prince Edward Island. We have gorgeous soft sand, picturesque dunes, grass blowing in the wind. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place to vacation. And I think the world perceives Canada as a cold and icy kind of territory, but not in the summer. It gets hot, it gets sunny, and there's lots of fun in the sun to be had.
I don't know. Should I say Prince Edward Island? I think it's just such an amazing place and has so much to discover. And I feel like some people don't even know that it exists sometimes. So yeah, PEI.
The diversity. It's shocking when you come from the States to see so many people together and happy.
Clean water. We have 20% of the water of the world, and we really don't realize it, or we don't seem to realize it. So that's one of the best kept secrets.
Oh, the East. Definitely the East. I mean, after growing up in Ontario and living out here for the last 30 odd years, it's definitely the East. It's where it's at.
Thanks for watching this Canada Day edition of Outburst on CPAC. If you have any comments about this show or any other show, you can find us on social media. You can also find us on our website at www.cpac.ca. I'm Glenn McGuinness, and on behalf of my colleagues at the Cable Public Affairs Channel, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.